Hey gang, welcome back to Blue Collar DIY. Today I'm going to show you how to install Hampton Bay vinyl cordless blinds. The first thing you're going to want to do before you go out and buy these Hampton Bay blinds is to measure your window. You want to determine whether you want your blinds on the outside of the casing or the inside. These particular ones she bought, she wants on the inside. In this case, you're going to measure from the inside of the casing to the inner side of the casing. Now, most standard windows will have a vinyl blind available for them. If you have a blind that is larger, then you can have the store cut them for you. Or I have other videos show you how to do it yourself. But let's just say you have a standard window. And now what you want to do is make sure you get the right length of the blind. This is a common mistake. People don't pay attention to how tall their windows are. Like this lady here, she had one window in the bedroom that was taller than the other. And one of her blinds, the one I'm showing you install, come up a little short. And luckily it was her kid's room and she could care less. She's putting a curtain over that. But, you know, you got to make sure you get the right height as well. Now, before you get started, here are the tools you're going to need to install these cordless blinds. You're going to need something to mark with, either a pencil or a Sharpie. You're going to need a cordless drill, probably with a Phillips drive bit or a Phillips screwdriver. And you're going to need a tape measure and a ladder or a step stool. Now, the next thing you want to do is open the box and check the contents and make sure you have everything you're supposed to have. I can't tell you how many times I bought blinds, got them home, opened them, and somebody else had opened them, took what they needed out, taped it back up, and took it back to the store. So here are the things you will need in this particular box. There'll be mounting screws, should be, I believe, 4 long screws, 4 short ones, I believe. There'll be 2 mounting brackets on these 24-inch wide ones. If you have longer, wider blinds, you may have more brackets. You're going to have a wand that operates the blind, opens and closes them. Then you're going to have 2 large end caps and 2 small bottom end caps. Now let's go ahead and put those end caps on before we get started. Now you'll notice the top ones, the little nubs point down and they snap right in. And the same is for the small end caps at the bottom. They just snap right in. If you don't hear them snap, they're probably not in there securely. Next, hold your blind up to where you're going to mount it. We're going to locate where our brackets are going to go. And make sure that there's nothing inside the blind, like where the wand assembly goes, that will block your mounting brackets, because the top part will clip into the inside of the blind. So you don't want cords there, the cord assembly, or that wand assembly to get in the way, because this is going to suck if you have to relocate your brackets. So you can see my pencil mark up there. I couldn't hold the camera and the blind and mark at the same time, but you see the pencil mark right there. I like to come in a few inches from the ends on these 24-inch wide blinds to put my mark. Now it's real easy to get these brackets mounted backwards, upside down, sideways, every way, which way but the right way. So these are marked top. Obviously those will go up, and then you will see the lower tab marked press. That should be at the bottom. When you've got those two right, oriented the right way, you're right. put your bracket up against where you're going to mount it. In this case, we're face mounting it. And mark your holes, which are the slots, with a pencil. The best way to do this is a small drill bit. If you try to put the screw in there, it's going to be challenging. So just drill a tiny hole to start where you marked it with a pencil. Then you have the holes there for your screws, and they will start much easier. Now that we have our brackets in place and they are secure, and they should be, if they're not, you'll have to tighten the screws up some more. So now that we have those brackets in place, we're ready to put the blind assembly in. Okay, and the way you do this is just lift the channel up, the big white assembly. The bottom edge goes in first, right there above where it says press. It will go in there. You'll feel it slip into the little groove. And then you rotate the top of the blind assembly towards the top. There's a little hook on the top of that bracket. That will, once you do it right, it will snap into place at the top of the blind assembly. You'll hear it snap. If you don't hear it snap, it's not secure. You can pull on it and it'll probably fly right out. And again, make sure that before you start that you have this blind assembly oriented right. And the wand attachment is on the left side. I put more than one in backwards and had to take it right back out and turn it around. So just take your time. Make sure that little hole where the wand will go is on the left side. Put the lower side of the assembly in the bracket and then rotate it up until you hear 2 snaps. Now once you have the blind snapped in there, it should be very secure. You can kind of give it a gentle tug and it should stay there. Now that we have that done, we're going to insert our wand assembly. And if you look up in this hole on the left side, you'll see a little white post. And you just take the assembly, and there's a cup, receiver cup on the end of that wand, and you just gently push it up there, and you'll feel it kind of snap into place. Don't get rough with it, or you'll break one of these pieces. It should go gently. If it doesn't, you're doing it wrong. Try it again. Okay, and that's really it. Now you want to make sure that the blind works the way it's supposed to. There are little clear plastic pieces on the bottom that you just grab hold of, pull down, and the blind should go easily down. You need to the blind go back up. Just take those pieces and gently push the blind up. Those should work. Take your wand assembly, turn it either way, make sure the blind's open, closes. And if they do, you have a blind, cordless blind from Hampton Bay that works the way it's supposed to.